Hello out there to you. In this video, we're going to figure out the change in producer surplus after a price change. So first, this problem wants us to calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus. So consumer surplus is the difference between what the consumers are willing to pay, which is the demand, and what they actually pay, which is the price. So the price is 16, and then what they actually pay, or what they're willing to pay rather, would be 22. So there's a difference of 6 here and on 6 different units. So the consumer surplus is going to be 1/2. Let me write this a little bit smaller. It's going to be 1/2 because it's a triangle. The difference between here and here, that would be $6, and multiply that by 6 units. So that's 36. Half of that would be 18. So 18 is the consumer surplus. Then the producer surplus is the difference between what they're willing to sell, which is the supply curve, and then what they actually sell it for. So they're willing to sell it for, and then they actually get to sell it for 16. Okay, so it's the difference between here and here. So it's this triangle. You can see that the producer surplus is bigger, and producer surplus before the price change. So let's do that over here. That's going to be 1/2. The difference between 16 and 4 would be $12. And then we'll multiply that by the 6 units. And here's where I need help from the calculator. We'll say 6 times 12, 72. And then half of that is 36. So $36 is the producer surplus. So before any changes, market equilibrium 16, we have a consumer surplus of 18, producer surplus of 36. Add them both together in case it asks you for the total surplus. Okay, then it says calculate the loss in producer surplus if the price falls to $12. So we're now going to go to here, and we're just thinking about the loss to producer surplus. So the producers did have this big area here, but now the new producer surplus is only going to be here. Okay, so this is the new producer surplus. So they've lost this area and they've lost this area. If you were looking for the total, you could calculate the area of this and then the area of this and then add it together. But they're not asking for that. They're saying some producers leave the market. So we were producing 6, and now we're only producing 4. So we're going to have a quantity of 2 fewer, and then we want to calculate the value of that. So for this part I, it's just this triangle here. So it would be 1/2 units are 2 times a price here would be 4. And so that would be 8, and then half of that would be $4. So we lose $4 on the producers that leave the market. Then that leaves us with this area here, and so we just calculate the area of that triangle. So for part 2, that would be $4 times $4. And this one is not a triangle. So we're going to just do 4 times 4, and that would be $16. Okay, so $16 is the loss to the producers that stay in the market and produce those 4 units. If you wanted both of them, you could add them together. The area of both of these would be 20, but individually 4 and 16 is your answer.